Normally, the three masts there of that great ship just by the marina, piercing the Cyril Knowles stand opposite us. And the referee gets us underway on BBC Radio T Sport. Hartlepool United against Altrincham in the National League. And Jonathan Franks, all the talking stops now. Not from us, we've got 90 minutes to go, but for everybody else, the talking stops, and now it is about what happens on that pitch.
Yeah, it is. They've started. You can see they're on the front foot. They're pressing high. The players look up for it. Hopefully we can have a positive start.
Let's hope so. Hartlepool United in possession. Jack Hunter in midfield as well, just trying to dictate play. It does look like a back four.
McNally right back.
Yeah, McNally playing as right back. Coogan and Tom Parks as the centre backs, and then Jay Ben playing as left back as Nathan Sherrin pounces on a loose ball out to Jay Ben on this left hand side, wants it on that right foot of his, so he is playing out of position as Tom Parks clips a ball forward, searching for Alex Reid, but that is cut out, and Altrincham overrun it. So Pool's kicking from right to left in this first half. They are in the predominantly white shirts with the blue pinstripes, the blue shorts and the blue socks. As for Altrincham, they are in their changed kit, their black shirts with the yellow slashes across the chest, the yellow shorts with the black trim and the black socks. A minute and a half in, 0-0 on BBC Radio T. The first touch of the ball for Nick Hayes on his debut. And his first touch is not one that he'll want to remember, as he lifts it out of play in front of the Cyril Knowles stand for a throwing to Altrincham. Early exchanges. Altrincham with the throw. And see Jamie Miley fighting for possession. Loses out though, but Pool's pressing, and Luke Charman will continue that press all the way into the centre-back position for Altrincham, but it's worked out to this near side for Golden, down the line to Tom Crawford, the former Hartlepool United man, the man who's promoted with this very club. Now Kirk studs on top of the ball as he nudges it back, a cross swung in to the back post, headed away by McNally, helped on by Adam Campbell, and Reid will chase it as the ball just trickles out of play for a throw-in on the far side. Early thoughts, Jonathan Franks?
Yeah, Hartlepool have started obviously pressing high. That time Altrincham got out, and you can see they got the ball in the box, so I think they've got to keep that up, but when they do go for the press, they've got to be, organised and make sure everyone's on the same page, otherwise they will get picked off, because Altrincham are known for being able to pass the ball around.
Yeah, they're in a bit of a short pass there, opens up an opportunity for Adam Campbell infield. His pass though is short, and Charlie Kirk can pick up possession. Poole scrambling around, hunting impacts, trying to win it back, and they do with Campbell into Reid. A shot from Sherrin that goes wide at the right hand post of Luke Hutchinson. First opportunity for Hartlepool United, and it came from the high press, Jonathan Franks.
It did. It was we were a little bit sloppy in possession, but Sherrin in midfield won the ball back, lost it, won it back again. Link up play with the forward and a strike at goal. So it's a little bit scrappy, but like you say, it all came from the press.
Thank you to Peter, who's been in touch. He says, come on Pools, I'm listening in from Hungary. We're going to win today. Nathan Sherrin scores, of course, sending support from Hungary as always. Thank you, Peter, for being with us on BBC Radio T Sport. A reminder, if you're heading out this afternoon, wherever you're going, you can take us with you on BBC Sounds. You can listen online via there. There's a late challenge from Nathan Sherrin, who slips and takes out Charlie Kirk, who is down. It did look a nasty one. And Kirk down inside the centre circle. Sherrin, in fairness to him, apologised straight away, didn't he? Had his hands up in the air. I think there was a slip on the surface perhaps, but the referee is assessing the situation, Aaron Jackson, and he's calling Sherrin to one side.
He's going to give him a yellow card, I think.
Do you think? He's certainly giving a stern talking to, and that is why, my friend, you are the expert summariser, Jonathan Franks, because Nathan Sherrin goes in the book. And as much as many things have changed over the last 8 months, Nathan Sherrin getting a yellow card isn't one of them. It's quite a common theme. But that is in his DNA. That is what he's all about. A free kick for Altrincham, floated up to the edge of the area, headed away by Jay Ben, only as far as Ollie Crankshaw. He loses out and Pools have chance to win it as Luke Charman just trips over the ball boy by the advertising boards there off the pitch, sort of apologises very politely and then gets himself back onto the field. I love the way that T4 away to our left in the rink end has stayed up throughout the game so far. You know, it's not one of these, it's hoisted up and then quickly taken down again. It's been left up and looks like it will be so for the rest of the game as Charlie Kirk tries a through ball there, but Crankshaw not quite on the same wavelength. That allows Rhys McNally to head towards a corner flag. He's been pulled down. It will be a Hartlepool United free kick right by their own byline and in front of the Cyril Knowles stand. So 6 minutes in, Hartlepool United 0, Altrincham 0, as we still wait for the first real shot on target. And we wondered how the players, I suppose, of both teams would handle the atmosphere. The one thing for Altrincham, Jonathan, is the fact that for them the job is probably, in the team talk, is probably very clear and very simple from Neil Gibson, which is go and spoil the party, lads. Exactly that. Shut the crowd up, that's what they'll be saying. Also, they'll be saying Hartlepool for the first 5-10 minutes they're going to be at us. They've got to weather the storm, and then they'll turn it on its head. So, you know, so far I think both teams will be fairly happy. Free kick to Pools inside their own half. Adam Campbell is finding Rhys McNally, who will take it. The referee has been very specific about where this free kick should be taken from. It was on the wrong blade of grass. But Nick Hayes is going to settle it down. And he looks long. He's a big unit, is Nick Hayes. 6 foot plus. As the ball hangs in the air, Sharon leaps for it. Parks gets underneath it, and that draws a smatter of applause from all four corners, and the ball just lifted out of play, but yet to really spark into life this game. But as we know, and as you know, Jonathan, all too well, all it takes is one challenge, one win of the ball, one shot, one moment, and this crowd ignites, much like those flamethrowers before the game. Hopefully it's positive though when it does. Yes, let's hope so. A free kick to Altrincham inside their own half. Work back to Luke Hutchinson, the Bolton loanee, the 23-year-old, just side foots it back out there to Dan Sassy, the Blackpool loanee, who just extended his loan at the club earlier this week. A time at Rochdale and filed on loan as well, as Tom Parks is judged to have fouled his man. A free kick the way of the visitors, which doesn't go down too well with the home crowd. How were you when playing against former sides, Jonathan? I'm just thinking about Tom Crawford this afternoon playing against Pools, not for the first time since he left, but I'm sure coming back to an old stomping ground is always a strange feeling. Yeah, it is strange, but you also, it's a bit of, you know, self-pride, you got a point to prove. Even if you haven't got a point to prove, you feel like you've got a point to prove that you've made the right decision to leave and that you are better than your old club. So, you know, it's got its pros and cons, and you know, you see it all the time, players scoring against the former teams. Free kick to Altrincham, swung in, hangs in the air, big header there, and it was from Dan Sassy, who's looking to mark off a positive week for him, as the ball sailed over the crossbar and behind, and it remains Pools 0, Altrincham 0, 10 minutes in on BBC Radio T Sport. And a reminder, if you've missed any of the build-up to this game or the last week or so, on BBC Sounds, if you go in the search bar, type Hartlepool United, we have a dedicated Hartlepool United page with all the interviews with the new owner, with manager Nicky Featherstone. We had our Hartlepool United roundtable in the last week as well, as fans had their say on a new beginning. All of that on BBC Sounds, where you can listen to it in your own time, wherever you are. So I would recommend that. Poolies, if you're not subscribed already, hit the subscribe button, and every time there's a new piece of Pools content, it will drop. You'll get a little notification on your phone or your tablet as Jay Ben looks over the top for Alex Reid, but very much hit and hope stuff at the minute, and the ball bounces easily through to Luke Hutchinson to gather. Would you say it's a nervous atmosphere at the minute, or just subdued? Because it's almost everyone is just waiting, aren't they, for the first moment. There's a foul there from Rhys McNally, and Charlie Kirk's been given a yellow card, and I think that is for persistent nagging, potentially. So Kirk is the latest name in the book alongside Nathan Sherron this afternoon.
Yeah, Pools a couple of times, like we say, they've won it high with the press. The last couple of times they've won it high with the press, but then they have had lack of options, so they've had to turn back out and start again. Again, there's nothing wrong with that, but it'd be really good to see if they can win it back and then continue forward and get an attack from that.
So free kick to Altrincham, taken short. So one thing about Altrincham, they will try and get it down, and they will try and play. Kirk out to this near side for Golden, through ball, threaded through. Tom Parks just uses his forearm to get himself a yard or two there and is able to clear. It falls to Charman, gets a touch, but it's a heavy touch. He sees the ball arrive at the feet of Jake Cooper, a former Hartlepool United man. Over 100 appearances now for Altrincham though, as Jamie Miley finds McNally. McNally hoists the ball up into the air. Cooper underneath it. Hunter settles it down, a ball over the top from Miley, searching for Alex Reid, but Reid's cut an isolated figure so far, hasn't he? They haven't really been able to find him, get the ball into him, and as Reid is a lot of things, but he's not somebody you can just launch the ball at. He normally needs that ball sort of just dripped through to him, fed through to him to feed his run.
Yeah, definitely. I think the one and only chance we've had through Sherron, it actually ricocheted to him and he's laid it off nicely. So that shows that if we can get bodies in around him, we can be a threat. But I think at the moment, like we said, we've won the ball back, but he's quite isolated in there.
Oh, and a misplaced pass from Altrincham. Opens up space for Adam Campbell. Wants it on his right foot, and it's just nicked away from him at a vital moment there. Good defensive cover this time from Anthony Ford, who's back doing his duties. The new signing, ex-Burton and Wrexham winger, who was without a club before being picked up in midweek by Altrincham. One of a couple of signings for Neil Gibson this past couple of days. Now James Gale tries to feed the run of Crankshaw, but Rhys McNally is there to clear the danger. That draws some applause from the Cyril Knoll stand over on the far side. I'm just looking away to the town end. Jonathan, in your heyday, that is a part of the ground that was always jam-packed, and again this afternoon the terrace behind the goal of Nick Hayes is once again back to its full capacity, as Campbell searching infield, beaten away though by Altrincham again, who look to build from the back and play in quote-unquote the right way. There's James Gale dropping deep with the number 9 on his back. Oh, the ball ricochets for Alex Reid, but he can't settle it down, and now Altrincham have it as Charman tries to scarp her back. Jay Ben sliding in, and that draws the biggest applause of the afternoon so far, as Ben slides in to deny the run of the number 23 Tyler Golden on this near side. There's something about that town end, isn't there? Eddie Carlos used to say in the second half, when Pools are shooting towards that end, it's almost as if the ball can be sucked into that net at times.
Yeah, and you can definitely feel it as well. We used to always look forward to the second half. As soon as you get in their final third, the atmosphere, you can hear the roar, and you know you're closing in on goal. It's really, really good shooting down to that end.
It's Golden with the throw-in. Goes back. Nice work to goalkeeper Luke Hutchison via Dan Sassy. Again, a short pass opens up an opportunity for Alex Reid, but his back's to goal. He plays it infield now for Charman, who has space, but Crawford was breathing down his neck. Charman gets the shot away, but wasn't able to get the power behind it, so it arrives at the feet of Hutchinson, who can deal with it very comfortably indeed. But that's happened a few times now, and it's maybe just inviting Hartlepool United to push a little bit further up the pitch. That seems to be the message from Nicky Featherstone over on the far side. Long ball forward, Rhys McNally underneath it. Miley. And McNally skews his clearance into the Pool's dugout. So throwing to the visitors. What's that like as a player, Jonathan, when you have a team that is trying to play out from the back and you get a few early opportunities?
Oh, it's lovely. It's like a gift.
Yeah.
You've just got to take advantage of it, and I notice a few times we have won it, but we've just not quite taken advantage of it. If we can improve on that, then we've got a really good opportunity here.
There's Kirk out to this near side for Golden. Stabs it back to Kirk. Oh, Luke Charman might win it. He has to jump into a second challenge, and that's cleared deep into Pool's territory towards their own corner flag. Away to our right hand side as Jay Ben gets the throw in. 16 minutes in. Pools 0, Altrincham 0 on BBC Radio T's Sport. Our second featured commentary of the afternoon. Coventry 0, Leicester 1 is an early score in the Championship. More on that shortly as Campbell finds Reid. This is positive play from Pools. Rhys McNally marauding forward. He's got Miley to his right hand side. Floated to the back post, but it's overhit and out of play for a goal kick, and that is an opportunity wasted, Jonathan Franks.
It was really good attack there by Pools. The right back McNally going into strange areas, as we would say. He's laid it off to Miley, and I don't know whether he'll say it's took a bobble, but it was a poor delivery. But you know, positive again from Pools. It's just that final end product that they're lacking.
So that early score from the Championship: Coventry 0, Leicester 1, which will ignite the interest of many Borough fans who might have us on this afternoon, because Borough's dramatic win last night at the Hawthorns, going 2-0 up, then being pegged back to 2-2, and then winning it right at the death as Crankshaw with the step overs into the Pools penalty area now, to the back post and headed away by McNally, only as far as the edge of the box, though. This is danger. Now to Golden, again the cross blocked at its source by Charman, and he fires the ball clear over to the far side, and out for a throw-in as Ipswich are leading Blackburn by 2-0, which will also have an impact on the Championship table. Watford 0, Millwall 0 is another early kick-off. There's a shot by Crawford at the front post, spilled by Nick Hayes, and James Gale follows it up but isn't able to connect with it as he would want, and that sees the ball skip up off the turf and into the arms of Nick Hayes. He did well to get down there, did Hayes, but the save was parried back into danger.
It was a, you know, and was it Crawford, I think, with the turn and the shot? It was a half decent save, but the number 9, that's a great opportunity for Altrincham, and you know, he should have done better, but you know, luckily for Pools, he fluffed it.
He absolutely did. That was a chance for James Gale, who joined from Mansfield, 24-year-old with the number 9 on his back this afternoon, leading the line. So a throw in to Altrincham over by the far side, right by their own corner flag. Keep you up to date with scores elsewhere up and down the football pyramid this afternoon. The Manchester derby taking place in the Premier League, currently 0-0 after 20 minutes in what is Michael Carrick's first game as interim head coach. That's quite a baptism of fire, isn't it? Hiya, Michael, welcome. Oh, by the way, it's Man City on Saturday.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
I think they've got Arsenal as well coming up.
Yeah, they do, yeah. There's Campbell asking a lot there of Rhys McNally to stretch his legs down the right hand side, but it is nipped out into touch for a Pools throw in, and McNally gives a thumbs up. Throw-in quickly taken. McNally to Hunter. Campbell trying to create the space, back to McNally, little back heel, all on the touchline on the far side. McNally into Jamie Miley, does well to work the ball into space. Hunter, now Charman. Pools building up beautifully here, if they can make something from it. Alex Reid being hustled and harried, but he finds the pass. Now Miley, right hand side, that's a better cross, but it's over everybody and comes out to this near side. Charman is going to race to get there and keep it in, and he does, and he beats his man, and he keeps it in on the byline. No, he doesn't. It just trickles out of play, but that draws applause from the home side, the home fans, because there was endeavour, there was positive build-up play there, and there was a real strive to get on the end of that and make something happen, albeit it didn't flourish, but the intent was there.
Yeah, it was again from Pools, positive, and the ball, Reid held the ball up and he's laid it out wide to Miley, and you could just see Charman there. He was at the back post. I think if he'd stayed out the back he maybe would have got there, but cause Reid was out, Charman's made the run into the middle, and you know it's a poor ball in the end. It's just gone over everybody.
So goal kick from Hutchinson, the Altrincham keeper. Charman wins it in midfield and then ends up down on the turf, sort of spiralled up into the air for a moment there, did Charman. So free kick to Pools, just short of the halfway line. Can see Landon Smith over on the far side in the director's box.
Is it called where he's from in America? Ohio, is it?
Iowa. So he's a country boy. Grew up on a farm and was saying in midweek he's not afraid to get his hands dirty, but he's a man where a handshake is a handshake and your word is your word, and I think that went down very well with the Hartlepool United fans. And if you missed that interview at BBC T Sport on X, you'll be able to hear all of it on there or via BBC Sounds. But he's here for the next 3 games, so he'll take in Gateshead on Tuesday night as well. He'll get to learn about the call then. As Jamie Miley with this free kick up to the edge of the area, headed down and hooked away by Altrincham. Now Crankshaw will try and pull Altrincham up the pitch, but it's intercepted by Jay Ben, who clears. Now Campbell, can he get the ball down? And he does so. Hunter back to Campbell. This is better once more, and the pass from Campbell is misplaced. Altrincham able to get it away, but Max Coogan wins it, only to give it away again, and out to the left hand side. Coogan gets his boot underneath that. Well, there was a bit of sledgehammer behind that, wasn't there? As it hung up in the air. Slate grey skies above us.
Needs to be careful. Oh, it's not him, it's not Sherry.
Yeah, Hunter has gone in there, and the referee has given a free kick. It is about 2-3 yards in from the touchline on the far side. The left hand side as Altrincham attack the Pools goal over to our right. But yeah, slate grey skies above us, and you can see just one sole ship on the horizon in the North Sea, just over the marina, on the top of the Cyril Knoll stand. It looks like it's perched on the top of the Cyril Knoll stand, so it's such a great view here of the marina. But free kick to Altrincham, swung in, this is danger. Hayes is able to punch it clear, and Luke Charman will try and keep it in and just nudges it out into play. But Nick Hayes certainly commanding of his 6-yard area, and the one thing just watching him here is he's ushering his centre-backs out of his box. He's got a voice, he's not afraid to use it, which hasn't always been the case with some Pools keepers in the past who have struggled commanding their area. Yeah,
it's always nice to have a goalkeeper that is commanding of his area, because you know, gives you that belief your back four can step up. But he's not really been tested yet. He's had that one save, you know, but so far he'll be happy.
Otis Khan in possession. Otis Khan, a former Hartlepool United player, if you can call him that, and I mean that with the greatest respect, because remember he signed here, he played 45 minutes having left Grimsby, and he looked brilliant, and everybody was purring with his first half performance, and then he got injured in that very same game. We never saw him again in a Pools shirt, and he left, and he's just got back from his second tour of Malaysia. One of the Altrincham players who's making his debut here this afternoon, as Tyler Golden has stayed down and has just pulled himself to his feet, limping rather heavily. And the referee is going to have a little word with Luke Charman here, because it was he who is judged to have clipped Tyler Golden. But Luke Charman did something that I imagine you would have done many a times, Jonathan Franks, when you maybe catch an opposition player in your day, which was just wave your arm and say, "Get up, what are you doing?"
Yeah, it's forwards challenge, isn't it? It's just down, you close it down, and it's your chance to just, leave your mark.
Yes, I imagine you did that a fair bit. Thank you to Jeff Stelling, who's just been in touch with us. You were asking about, is it cold where Landon Smith is from? He said he's from Iowa. Jeff, thanks for listening in. Thanks for the support and being with us. And he just sent us a picture of Landon's hometown, and it is covered in inches and inches of snow. That looks like Stockton to me. That's what that looks like. Doesn't look like Iowa. No. Charlie Kirk in possession for Altrincham down the left-hand side. This is danger. Cross driven in, but headed out by Parks. Flicked on by Khan. Hunter gets it away. Campbell tries to find Reid, and he does so. Reid does really well to hold it up into Campbell. Now Sharon asking a lot of Luke Charman, but he's going to try and get there anyway. And Tyler Golden hooks it back to his goalkeeper in Hutchinson, who is able to work it out from the back. And Crankshaw on this near side. Crankshaw is operating. You can clearly tell that Neil Gibson has told Crankshaw, you have the free roll, you go where you need to go. Header away from Parks, lands at the feet of Crankshaw, drifting infield, finds Otis Khan out to the left hand side now for Otis Khan, who gets his feet just set, and then a side-footed infield as Crawford, a little give and go. Now Golden, positive build-up play this from Altrincham. Just keep hold of it, trying to move Hartlepool United around. Golden gets clipped by Sharon once more, and that's going to be Sharon in the book, I suspect. I mean, the home fans are frustrated at that, but I think that was silly from Charman.
Yeah, it was. Like you say, us forwards can't really tackle very well, and I think Charman's found himself in our back third. He's just got to stand him off, stand behind. He's left a foot in, and it's an opportunity for Altrincham to get the ball in the box.
It's not going to be a yellow card. And Jeff, if you're just listening, thank you for the picture. I've just looked at the weather in Iowa. Minus 13 feels like minus 23. I mean, that is ridiculous. So you'll practically be sunbathing with Landon Smith, the new Pools owner, over on the far side. This is a warm summer's afternoon for him. Free kick to Altrincham, 0-0 on BBC Radio T Sport. It is free kick, 10 yards in, out swinger to the back post, headed up but not out. Parks gets underneath it, a shot from Charlie Kirk that just goes wide of the right hand post of Hartlepool United's new goalkeeper Nick Hayes. That was an opportunity, and Pools need to try and curb that if they are going to get something from this game. Silly fouls around the edge of the box, like you said, it just gives an invitation to the visitors to get a chance on goal, to create something when Pools haven't exactly looked convincing at the back at times.
No, I think that's two wide free kicks they've got in the box. One, the first one, the header went over the bar, and then that one there, the ball was just falling around. They do look quite dangerous actually from set plays. So we've got to stop giving silly fouls away in and around the box.
Sharon wins the header, but it falls. It's given away. Hunter, he's got Campbell to his left. He might go by himself as he drills one low. He's claiming it took a touch. The referee and the linesman agree that it did not, and it will be a goal kick. Still yet to have a first corner of the game, but half an hour in, Hartlepool United 0, Altrincham 0 on BBC Radio T Sport, with myself, Rob Law, Jonathan Franks alongside us for every kick of this one. Long ball forward for Altrincham up to the halfway line, controlled by Crawford. Looks to try and pick out the run of Crankshaw, but Tom Park says not on my watch and fires it over the roof of the Neil Cooper stand. Crankshaw is able to guide the ball past Campbell and tidy footwork. Golden now to Crawford once more. Stands the ball dead. He's got Jay Ben in front of him. Finds Golden, who has space to deliver a ball into the area. Headed up by McNally. Poole's fighting for it, and Reese McNally is able to clear deep into Altrincham territory, who will build again. And this is Altrinham's spell of the game, isn't it? This is their time to try and build some momentum, and that's what they're trying to do. Tyler Golden plucks the ball out of the air beautifully there in the right wing position. Jay Ben just has to get a toe end on it. Out for a throw-in, quickly taken. Crawford tries to find Kirk, but Parks again can clear. Parks has been brilliant already, hasn't he, early in this game? Any ball into the box, he's been a magnet to it.
Yeah, it's good commanding start, and that's exactly what he'll want.
Tyler Golden. Does Altrincham have it inside their own half? Oh, a touch there from Luke Hutchinson. Oh, and he's fired it straight to Adam Campbell, who's brushed off the ball by Tom Crawford. And it will be a free kick to Pools, taken quickly by Hunter. Finds Miley through the centre of the pitch. Now to the right hand side for Charman. Wants to deliver and does, but it's over the head of Alex Reid, and there's just not enough bodies in the box at the minute.
No, I think that's where Pools have gone wrong all afternoon. They've won the ball back in great areas, but when they're going forward, there's a lack of options.
And that is giving Altrincham plenty of confidence. Crankshaw weaving this way and that. Edge of the box now for Crawford. On this right hand side, Otis Khan. Crawford just gets a ball stuck underneath his studs, and Adam Campbell can win it. Crawford wants a free kick. The referee waves him up to his feet. Now the ball over on the right hand side with Luke Charman crossing the halfway line. Looking infield, finds Campbell, who is calling for it, to Hunter. Now into space for Jay Ben, and look at the space that he has to operate. Plenty of time to assess his options. Campbell tries it round the corner for Jay Ben. Too much on it. Ben can't keep it in, and Adam Campbell just brushes his hands over the top of his head in frustration, because that had the musings of a positive build-up, but again, it amounted to very little.
Yeah, disappointing from Campbell there. He's had a couple of nice little link-up touches, but again, Pools, when they're on the attack, just the lack of options when they've got the ball.
Is there something here this afternoon in this first half for Pools? On the halfway line, McNally now to Charman, who swaps sides, and he wins a free kick. Pulls himself up to his feet, dusts himself down, his boots already muddied, his shirt dirtied by the mud and the turf. He has been in the wars already, Luke Charman, but that is nothing new. 33 minutes on the clock. Pools with a free kick. Everybody retreating to the edge of the D. Jamie Miley to take it. Right-footed, floats one to the edge of the area. It's met by Coogan. Parks wins the header. An overhead kick from Reese McNally, of all people. You can tell that that's not ordinarily in his locker. And it will be a free kick to Altrincham for, I think, a high boot there.
Yeah.
Did you ever try too many overhead kicks, Jonathan Franks?
Not too many, no.
That was not one in your locker either.
No, I certainly didn't score one.
Jonathan Franks, our expert summariser on BBC Radio T Sport this afternoon, part of the Great Escape under Ronnie Moore.
Yeah, seems so long ago.
Yeah, what a time that was. I only ever hear good things about Ronnie Moore and the impact that he had at this football club. I know he is fighting his own battles at the minute, Ronnie, and we wish you all the best with your treatment. I'm sure you'll be keeping a close eye on everything happening at Hartlepool United While we have a break in play, I would want to mention Bert as well. Bert, who is, if you've ever been to Victoria Park, you may not have seen Bert, but you certainly will have heard him. And he's one of the loudest people in the ground, often seen screaming onto the pitch at the full-time whistle. Either way, if they've won, lost or drawn, and Bert has been in ill health of late, but I know he's fighting to get back to his home, to this stadium, to watch his team. And Bert, all wishing you the very best and hoping you will be back screaming at the top of your lungs once more here in Hartlepool. But Pools with a free kick just short of the halfway line. 10 minutes to go till half time. Matty Nixon will take you through all the scores at the break from some of the early kick-offs. Still goalless in the Manchester derby in the Premier League. In the Championship, still Coventry 0, Leicester 1, Ipswich 2, Blackburn 0. It's goalless between Watford and Millwall. So you're up to date there. Here 0-0. Pools with a free kick, lofted ball to the edge of the area, headed out, and it will be a Pools throw-in about 6 or 7 yards up from the corner flag in front of the Cyril Knowles stand. There's some fans just heading for their half-time refreshments. There was a drinks offer on today where the first 1,000 through the gate got, hold that thought, cross from Charman, cleared into touch, and another Pools throw in. The drinks offer, which was the first 1,000 fans through the gate, got a free pint. And I wondered why you were here so early, John.
Oh, well, we were very early today, yeah.
Not early enough though. There was 1,000 who beat us to it.
Yeah.
I jest. No drinking on the job. Throw into Pools. It is Rhys McNally with a long throw into the box, cleared partially by Altrincham. Pools still have it, and the referee has blown up for a free kick there. Max Coogan on his opposite number. So an Altrincham free kick on the edge of their own area.
It's just gone a bit dead, hasn't it?
Yeah, it just needs something, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Just needs a spark. It needs a lift. And albeit the attendance is expected to be between 5,500 to 6,000 here this afternoon, it does just need something to bring those fans to their feet. I remember Dave Challoner used to say, it's all well and good everybody turning up, but we need to give them a reason to get off their seats and to sing and to bang the drum.
Exactly.
Yeah, and it is exactly right, isn't it? It's Rhys McNally searches forward for Alex Reid, who will chase, but it's comfortably dealt with by Altrincham. And how much, as a player, Jonathan, did that come into your thinking? You know, especially here at this ground, to try and get amongst it early.
Yeah, as obviously an attacking player, you are positive when you have the ball, so you feel like it's your job to get the fans off the seats, because ultimately if they're going to get bored, they're not going to turn up anymore. I mean, you're always going to have your core fans that do turn up every week, but the ones that the extras that make the 4,000 or 5,000, they're not going to be turning up. So I think it is important that you try and entertain them, and like Chandler said, get them off the seat.
Well, Luke Charman is almost having the shirt ripped off his back there by the Altrincham player, but it is going to be a Pools free kick, and this now is very inviting indeed. Free kick for Pools, about 2 yards in from the touchline on the far side, over midway inside the Altrincham half, as Adam Campbell re-spots the ball. There's a mountain of bodies on the 18-yard line. Tom Parks, Max Coogan, Rhys McNally, Alex Reid, all lurking on the edge of the area. It needs a good delivery. Campbell produces one, lifted over, and it's over everyone, and again out for a goal kick. And you can hear the moans and the groans, the frustration from the stands.
Yeah, it's disappointing. It was good position to get the ball in the box, get bodies in the box. There was nobody around the back, but also I think that position's great for a left footer to just whip it in amongst the goalkeeper. But as you can see with the team I'm not sure we have an out-and-out left footer out there.
Thank you to Michael, who's been in touch. He says, does Jonathan agree the gap's too big between Alex Reid and the midfield?
Yeah, that's something we spoke about all season really. I think Pools are missing, in between, the link between the attack and the midfield. 100% that's what they're lacking, but also a little bit of pace as well.
As Altrincham trying to play out from the back, and again have given it straight away. Sheron into Luke Charman. The crowd want him to shoot. He tries to dig the ball out of his feet. Instead, he's won the first corner of the afternoon. And listen to that. It didn't take much. A bit of positivity, a bit of forward play.
Yeah.
And you will get this crowd on side. And Pools with the first corner of the game.
Another chance to put the ball in the box. Let's just hope we get bodies on the end of this. And get runners round the back as well, cover all areas.
Campbell with the corner. To the back post, Reid arriving, but well claimed by Luke Hutchinson. He had to keep tight hold of that. Now there's a coming together off the ball. And it was Rhys McNally in and amongst it. Nothing more than a few sharp words, I imagine. But Luke Hutchinson held that tightly, because if he dropped it, he had bodies in blue and white shirts surrounding him. But it is a free kick inside the penalty area of Altrincham with 41 minutes on the clock. So we tick round to half time here on BBC Radio T Sport. Header forward from Coogan. Pools will win the throw-in right down in front of Neil Gibson in the Altrincham dugout.
But yeah, going back to the guy's question, I think he's spot on. We do need a link. We have got players like Campbell and what's happened there?
Misplaced pass there, goes out of play for an Altrincham throw-in. Ollie Crankshaw, who scored 5 in his last 6, wants it quickly and has taken it infield. Otis Khan combining with Anthony Ford, the 2 new signings, 2 debutants. Out to Eddie Jones, wide on the left. Pools pressing Altrincham all the way back though. They're doing well to try and work through that press from Pools. Altrincham. Otis Khan is robbed, but the ball might inadvertently fall through to Crankshaw, but the referee has pulled play back. And it is a free kick for the visitors, just beyond the halfway line, to the left of the centre circle. Well, that was almost a beautifully timed, inverted through ball there for Ollie Crankshaw. It was complete fluke. 2.5 minutes to go till the break, just under. Free kick to Altrincham. A very high defensive line for Pools. Nicky Featherstone watching on with his hands thrust deep in his pocket. Hoisted to the edge of the area, headed back across goal, away from McNally and Sheron, but it comes back out to Ford, and now Kirk onto his right foot, looks a curl one, and it's left by Nick Hayes, and it will be a goal kick, as much as Tom Crawford wants a corner. The referee signals goal kick as we tick round, and now there's going to be a talking to here for Tom Crawford. And again, this is similar to what happened to Charlie Kirk earlier. Kirk was consistently voicing his frustrations at the referee, should we say. Kirk got yellow carded. This time Tom Crawford has just been given a stern word.
Yeah, the referee's he's given out 2 or 3 yellow cards already. He's not going to take it, is he? So he's quite lucky to get away with not getting a yellow card there.
Altrincham clearing the lines up to the halfway line, Parks underneath it, and then lifts it high into the slate grey afternoon sky. Sheron finds Campbell. This is better now. Jay Ben. Again, there's nobody in the box. Jay Ben on this near side tries to win the corner, and he won't, but Adam Campbell wins it and keeps it in play. Sheron lifts to the back post. Miley arriving, gets his head on it, hangs up in the air, and Hutchinson can gather. And Miley just too much underneath the ball. He did everything to get in front of his marker, but just didn't get the connection he would have wanted. It came to him at an awkward height, and now Altrincham turning defence into attack. Crankshaw beats Jay Ben, and again onto his right foot, fired in at the near post and saved by Nick Hayes, pushed behind for a corner. Altringham's first of the game, and we're into 1 minute now of stoppage time.
The fourth officials indicate there'll be 1 minute of added time. 1 minute.
Yeah, Miley just got under the ball there. I think the defender, he arrived probably slightly early. Defender used his body, so he was underneath it. He couldn't get a clean header on it. But Altrincham straight up the other end, and they've got a corner right before half time.
Well, there is James Gale on the 6-yard area. You've got Ali Crankshaw, who is playing ring around the rosy with goalkeeper Nick Hayes. He is tangling with Luke Charman, who needs to be careful here, because Charman is being drawn into the fight by Crankshaw, and the referee is going to have a word with the pair of them, all while Anthony Ford waits to take the corner. Crawford on the edge of the box, Ford to deliver, right-footed, an outswinger headed away by Coogan, and Luke Charman has won the free kick. I think he caught a stray there from Crankshaw, who gets a yellow card, and that draws the applause of the home fans. But Charman is showing his war wounds to the referee as he sat down inside the 6-yard area. So the first 45 minutes of the new beginning has not sparkled as much as everybody would have hoped, but at 0-0 it looks like with the final kick of the half, it will be an interesting team talk, I imagine, from Nicky Featherstone. There's Nick Hayes underneath this one, and that is it. So smattering of applause from the home fans, who have filled the ground this afternoon. The players head down into the tunnel, and a smattering of chances as well on the pitch. Altrincham drawing a few saves from Nick Hayes in that first half. Pools having plenty of possession, but just struggling to link the midfield to the attack. Alex Reid at times looking isolated, balls into the box, just failing that quality really that is needed to find the Pools forward. But at the break, it is Hartlepool United 0, it's Altrincham 0. And your thoughts, Jonathan Franks?
Exactly right. I think Pools a couple of times early on with a high press, they won the ball back, and they've had plenty of opportunities to get an attack on the Altrincham goal, but they've just fell short. That final pass, that final shot, lack of options as they're in the forward areas. Apart from that, it's been, it's fairly even. Altrincham have had a couple of half opportunities with the balls in the box, but it's just disappointing. You want Pools to really take advantage when they win the ball back in their final third. Can they have that shot? Is that final pass? There just seems to be a lack of conviction and I think confidence really, but hopefully that will grow in the second half. And Pool, Feds has got options on the bench there anyway with forward areas, so I think it'll be something he'll be looking to do once the hour's up.
So can they utilise this atmosphere? Can they create the chances? Can they score the goals to start the Landon Smith era with a victory, with some points on the board? At the minute it is goalless. Hartlepool United 0, Altrincham 0.
And Rob, it sounds a bit like a case of almost after the Lord Mayor's show in that first half. Nicky Featherstone mentioned to you pre-match in his interview that it was also down to the players to create that atmosphere, given the numbers that we're talking about inside the ground this afternoon. Do you think that would be one of his messages to his players at half-time?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's clear where they're lacking here this afternoon, and Jonathan, you mentioned it, confidence, but just trying to give something to get the fans off their feet, and we saw in little bursts here and there in that first half. a tackle, a positive run, taking on your man, a good quality cross into the box, fighting for possession. Those are the things that will always draw applause here at this ground with these supporters. And at the minute it's been lacking that. So I'm sure, I mean, Jonathan, you know Nicky Featherstone better than I. You've played with him, you've worked with him. I imagine his message to his players will be exactly that. Let's use this occasion to our advantage.
Yeah, and I think he'll basically reiterate what we've just said as well. You can hear the crowd when we are on the front foot in their final third. They do get behind us, whether we get a corner or we've had a shot. That's when the crowd really roar. And again, the tackles as well, when you win the ball in midfield, the crowd do really get behind you. So it'll be exactly what he's saying. You've got to use the crowd to your advantage, but also we've got to take advantage when we get in those areas.
Yeah, it's in getting those bodies closer to Alex Reid is going to be clear, whether that comes with a change of system or whether that comes with just trying to shift the focus somewhat. Alex Reid has not really had a sniff anywhere near the box. He's had good link-up play, and it's not down to him. It's just that they haven't been able to find him and utilise him in the right areas when it's come to it. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting team talk for Nicky Featherstone. And I just think, try and get this team to be positive. Try and get this team to really come out in this second half and straight from the off, getting in amongst it, create something. It doesn't have to be a clear-cut opportunity, like we say. It can be something as simple as winning possession and being positive with the ball at your feet. And if they do that, this crowd will work for Hartlepool United. At the minute, it is a little bit flat, and it is a little bit, as you described, Matty, a little bit after the Lord Mayor's show.
Thank you very much, Rob. Jonathan will be back for second half commentary in the National League on Hartlepool United versus Altrincham, the first match of the Landon Smith era on home soil, very, very shortly indeed. I'll have all the scores for you from the early kickoffs up and down the country too after this.
Gary Phillipson.
Weekday mornings from 10.
Paula from reception just popped up with a little cardboard box, and it's got written on Gazzo with 3 kisses. Paula says there's been a very tall, dark, very sophisticated gentleman has just popped the reception and give us this and said, can you take it up for Gazzo? It's a big bar of Swiss chocolate and being brought up. Thank you very much. Paula, a bit like, the old adverts for Milk Tray. Strange gentleman, what is your name? Just tell him it was Ray. I don't know whether it's Ray the singer who's looking for a husband.
Gary Phillipson.
Weekday mornings from 10.
BBC Radio Tees. Proud to follow Hartlepool United.
BBC Radio Tees
Sport.
Yes, half-time over in Hartlepool. It is Pools 0, Altrincham 0 in the National League. Second half commentary to come shortly, but elsewhere in the early kickoffs in the Premier League, Manchester Derby, first game in charge for Michael Carrick at United. It is goalless at the break. Manchester United 0, Manchester City 0. Few games for the Borough to keep an eye on this lunchtime in the Championship, and at half-time it is Coventry, the leaders 0, Leicester City 1. Ipswich Town, who are just below Borough in the table, but after today will still have a game in hand. Ipswich lead Blackburn by 2-0, and it's Watford 0, Millwall 0 at the break. We'll hear more about Borough's win at West Brom last night next. Into League One first though, and it is at half-time Bradford City 0, Cardiff City 2, and Wigan Athletic 0, Bolton Wanderers 0. And into League 2 finally then at the break, it is Chesterfield 0, Bromley 0, and Tranmere Rovers 0, Walsall 2.
We're as passionate as you are.
BBC Radio Tees Sport.
A reminder that a little later this afternoon in National League North, it's Darlington versus Alfreton Town and Spennymoor Town versus Radcliffe. Unfortunately, like we normally would, we won't, like we normally would be able to bring you updates on the Quakers and Spennymoor Town this afternoon. That's because we have to at 3 o'clock go to Total Sports Squad Goals, which is an around the ground service on EFL matches. So we will be heading to that Total Sports Squad squad goals with our very own Harry Roy at 3 o'clock this afternoon. But we will, of course, bring you news on the Quakers and Moors as part of BBC Radio T's Breakfast in the Morning with Jilly, and, of course, all the reaction on Monday night from 6 o'clock when I'll be back to round up all of the weekend's action. Right, let's look back to last night now in the Championship, because Borough left it late to get a dramatic 3-2 win away at West Brom and consolidate second place in the Championship.
Proud to follow the Borough.
BBC Radio T's Sports.
Gilbert pulls the trigger, hits the post, finishes and put in. Borough have gone in front before the break.
It could be an own
West
goal.
Bromwich Albion 0, Middlesbrough 1. It may be an own goal, but the net result is Borough going front here. It's been tough, but they've nicked the lead before the break. Now Hackney, good link-up play in the middle of the pitch. Whittaker rides a challenge. Silvera just to his right now, just outside the area. On his right foot, going for There is the second. Oh my word, Sammy Silvera rifles it home. Bottom left corner, West Bromwich Albion 0, Middlesbrough 2, down under delight from Silvera. Price tries for goal and drives it into the net. West Bromwich Albion breathe life into their hopes of getting something from this game. They are now 2-1 behind.
Game on.
Madger floating around, picks it up inside left channel, advances, Illing Jr. cutting it back, man arriving edge of the box is Price, Wallace, equaliser. Jed Wallace slides on his knees and celebrates wildly because West Bromwich Albion have come back from 2-0 down. And there are still 10 and a half minutes remaining. It's 2 each. 30 seconds of the 90 minutes left. Silvera on the deep, brought it through. Bergzog! Get in there, Delano Bergzog! Sucker punch, duly delivered. He made the run, right side of the 6-yard area, and drives it low into the net. West Bromwich Albion 2, Middlesbrough 3, Borough are back on top.
BBC Radio T's Sports.
How's that for drama, eh? Delano Bergzog, the hero at the Hawthorns, to give Borough a 3-2 win last night at West Brom. Mark Drury and Neil Madison were your commentary there. Well, Mark went down afterwards to chat to the Borough head coach, Kim Hellberg, and he started by asking him how his heart rate was.
Oh, it's good now. But it was up and down, of course. Emotions and the best of football, like when you can win those type of games, I think that is the best feeling you can have, playing on a Friday night away from home against a very good team, and you get home with the win and you can enjoy the weekend.
For 70 minutes you must have felt, we've got this under control, and then the game went mad.
Yeah, I've something like that. I think the first 10 I'm disappointed with in terms of they getting out with a lot of second balls to get some cross into the box. They have one chance where we lose it from the throw in, but not so many chances, but get momentum, some crosses, some corners. So first 10 a little bit disappointed with that. Then I think for 60 minutes we are very, very good, active playing, brave, controlling the game, making them defend their own box all the time. They can almost get out of their own penalty box for a while. I think that is unbelievable strong to do away from home, even when we won one up. So yeah, and then it's football. They get a free kick, they score on a free kick, the game and the place gets mad, and they score on the next chance, and it's 2-2, and that the game is open again, and of course for opens up, and then I think it just tells everything about this group. Away from home, tough game. They have lost 1 of 9, and you go and score the winner. In that way, we're scoring it. It's not a coincidence. It's a play through their team. Brilliant run from Della. Brilliant last pass. It's top quality on that attack. Keeping compulsion in the 90 minutes. I think that is says everything about this group.
Great for you as well as the head coach to see one of the men you brought on score the winning goal.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, of course. Yeah, I'm happy whoever scores. We know that from the period where we didn't score but created a lot of chances, and now of course I'm more happy about 4 goals against Southampton. you know, I watch a lot of scores and tables and that stuff, and I know no team has scored 4 against Southampton. Now scoring 3 here away from home against West Bromwich, I don't think no one has scored that. So it's I think it's unbelievable with also some players away that has been important for the squad, and then some new players go and put up those type of performance. I think that says everything about this group, how they work together, how active they are, and how much they want to learn and improve. And I'm happy for Sammy. I think it's 2 goals and 1 assist from coming in, not playing so much in the beginning. I think Gil is working in every different positions there on the pitch for the moment and doing good. So yeah, I'm happy for a lot of things and proud.
Do you feel in these last few games you've started to... Well, it's starting to go more your way again? I know you were saying when you couldn't score a goal, look, they're doing the right things, but now you're getting your rewards as well.
That's the thing with football. You need to score the goals, whatever you think about, like how you play or how much you create or what you do. It comes always down to the score and the score sheet. And of course, I think it's that we don't... like, I think we created even more chances in some of the games and didn't score, and now we score 3 with maybe a little bit less chances. So that's how football is, and of course you need the quality that the players had today when we end up in those situations. And I think that is top, and it makes me very happy. And 7 goals in 2 games is more back to how we started the when I was here. So that I like that more than not scoring. So yeah, I happy and proud and so impressed by the players, because I think this tells everything about the character and how strong it is to get back from that 10 minutes and then score a winner. I think that is unbelievable.
We're as passionate as you are.
BBC Radio T's Sport.
That is the Borough head coach, Kim Hellberg. You can listen to that in full on our X feed at BBC T Sport and on the dedicated Middlesbrough feed on BBC Sounds. Just search for Middlesbrough and you'll find the interviews from last night with Hellberg and goal scorer Sammy Silvera too. Should say apologies to Woody Walker, who got in touch on X, who was listening from Perth in Australia and wishes he was back in Hartlepool today, and to Jack Simo in Hartlepool, who got in touch pre-match. Just ran out of time to get your messages, but thank you very much for contacting us here at BBC Radio T Sport. Right, the teams are out and we're set for second half commentary. Let's head back to our Pools commentator Rob Law and former Hartlepool United midfielder Jonathan Franks.
Thank you, Matty. We are 20 seconds into the second half. 0-0, BBC Radio T Sport. Hartlepool against Altrincham in the National League. No changes for either side, so Pools as they were. Nick Hayes in goal. The back 4 of Rhys McNally, Max Coogan, Tom Parks and Jay Ben. The midfield of Nathan Sherrin and Jamie Miley, with Jack Hunter in there as well. And then you have a forward 3 of Alex Reid through the middle, flanked by Luke Charman and Adam Campbell, who's on the ball now, just beaten to it by Tom Crawford, who nudges the ball back to his goalkeeper in Luke Hutchinson. Thank you to Karen, who's been in touch with us on BBC Radio T Sport. She says, "Hi, just to say, my grandson, who's 4 months old, is with his dad and his mum at the match today. His name is Rowan Walker. It's his first match, and it would be great if you could give him a mention." Well, Karen, there you go. Rowan, hope you're enjoying your first game. 4 months old is certainly, and against Altrincham here in this game today, with everything around it, is certainly one game, one of the better games to introduce him to. So I hope his mum, his dad enjoy the game with him. And also there is a special guest in the posh seats over on the far side, one Nobby Solano in attendance today, Jonathan.
Yep, we heard that little rumour at half time. Nobby Solano in the lounge.
He strikes me as a lounge kind of guy,
yeah.
Does Nobby Solano, such as his flair and his trickery as Altrincham in possession, kicking from right to left in this second half, so towards the rink end that houses that huge T4 that says "Our Badge, Our Battlefield." Hartlepool United kicking towards their favoured town end from left to right. Altrincham in possession. Long ball forward, that's overhit hugely and straight into the arms of Nick Hayes. Balled out underarm to Rhys McNally. And Hayes goes long over the halfway line, headed back into Poole's territory. Sharon hooks it into the centre circle now for Campbell, who's quickly closed down by 2 Altrincham shirts, but he finds the pass out to Charman now, looks to run at his man. This is better from Poole's. Charman onto his left foot, the shot takes a deflection and just goes wide. But a first real sight of goal for Luke Charman and Hartlepool United this afternoon, and they get a corner. And that is exactly what the doctor ordered, Jonathan Franks.
That's exactly what they were lacking first half. The ball's gone into Campbell. He's turned out, played it out to Carmen, and he's drove at the defender 1v1. And he's got to turn it onto his right foot, and he's had a shot at goal, and we got the corner. That's exactly what we were missing first half.
As the referee is just going to halt play here because Max Coogan is in a bit of a shoving match with his counterpart, and Luke Charman is once again in there as well. Now, thank you to Mickey Barron, who's been in touch. Says he loves Nobby Solano. You've just seen my message. Yeah, you have. Corner to Pools. Campbell floats one up, bounces, dropped inside the penalty area, doesn't fall to a Pools shirt, might come back out to Campbell. That's a good delivery, a header from Coogan, and collected by the Altrincham keeper Hutchinson, who then floats one out to the touchline on this near side. Crankshaw skips in field. He is a tidy player as Crankshaw, and then hits a diagonal ball. That's intercepted though by Miley, who's on his bike and striding forward, and he's still going. Jamie Miley, he's being pulled back, but he will not be stopped. Jamie Miley inside the box, and he's just dispossessed. He wants a free kick. It won't come. Altrincham can clear, but Jamie Miley there went from midway inside his own half to the Altrincham box, and a sliding challenge there from Parks sees the fans get to their feet, and this is what was missing in the first half. Pools are now giving the fans a reason to get involved in this game.
Well done, Miley, from intercept the ball in a left back position, drove all the way forward with screaming, keep going. It was a foul on the edge of the box, but he kept his feet, trying to get his shot away. He was unlucky.
Altrincham in possession inside their own half. That was a free kick from the referee, pointed the way of Altrincham. But Jamie Miley, that is what he can do, collecting the ball from deep, and the momentum was just with him. It's just floated through the centre of the pitch.
Yeah, it was just that. It was the final end product. I mean, he did get fouled on the edge. Could have gone down, could have got the free kick, but he saw the goal. But that's twice we've got the ball, positive positions, running at their defence with a bit of purpose, bit of conviction, and you get your rewards. Jamie O'Malley was just unlucky there.
As Charman tries to win it, still fighting for it is Luke Charman, and does win it, but the referee, well, he's now going to book Luke Charman, and he points to almost every corner of the ground as if to say, you had one there, and there, and that's why you're going in the book. I have to be honest, I don't necessarily think that one he blew up for was a foul.
I think that's the softest one of them all. Of all the ones he pointed at, that was the softest one, but he finds himself in the book.
So free kick to Altrincham inside their own half. As Ford tries to find Tyler Golden, but Pools have won it with Charman. Now Campbell back to Charman. This is all happening in the left back spot for Pools. And Luke Charman's been fouled. Pools have a free kick. A couple Altrincham players warming up. All the Pools subs are firmly cemented to the bench for the meantime. But Pools bench this afternoon: Nathan Ferguson, Danny Johnson, Sam Fallaren, Pharrell Brown, Matty Daly and Joe Oranges. Those are the options at Nicky Featherstone's disposal. Hopefully with more options to come in the coming weeks, days perhaps, under the new ownership. A new model being put in place to try and make sure that players are signed with real data-backed information rather than the opinions of any one individual, but that is for the days and weeks to come. For now, it's Hartlepool United 0, it's Altrincham 0, and Pool's been brighter in this second half, that is without doubt, but Altrincham are doing well to try and just take a bit of the sting out the game. Jamie Miley wins it. Now Alex Reid has Campbell to one side. Reid's shot is low and saved. Pushed behind by Hutchinson. Reid did well. He dipped the shoulder back onto his left foot, struck it hard across the surface. Best chance of the game so far from a Pool's perspective, but still 0-0.
Yeah, it was an Altrincham throw-in out here, and the guy was marking Miley. Miley's got a toe to it. Fell to Reid, and again, positive purpose, running at the defence with purpose, gets a shot away.
And it is that word, purpose, as Pools look to try and deliver some more purpose across a corner into the penalty area. McNally is down holding his head, but we play on. The referee has now stopped it because it is a head injury, and McNally was almost launched head over heels there. And now the referee's sending him off, but he hasn't needed treatment. So he's sending him off. He says, you went down, so you need to go off the pitch. But he only needs to go off if the physios come on to give him treatment.
Unless, because he was down holding his head, he's classing it as a head injury, potentially.
But the referee, that is, I've never seen that before. And now the referee has come across to have a word with Rhys McNally. And the physio, Danny O'Connor, over on the far side, is as bewildered as the rest of us. So Pools are momentarily down to 10 men, even though Rhys McNally needed no treatment from anyone else. Campbell, back to Charman, and back again. But Hunter picks up a loose ball. Now Jay Ben, hoisted to the edge of the area. Charman wins the header, might fall for Alex Reid if he can dig it out of his feet. The shot inside the 6-yard area didn't really have the power, but it's cleared. And listen to Hartlepool Express as a big cross into the penalty area, and well, the referee has given a free kick to Altrincham. This is all pointing to a referee who is very quickly losing control of a game, Jonathan Franks.
Yeah, he has obviously started with a strange decision to take McNally off. Then he wasn't allowing him back on as the play's going on, and the ball's gone in the box. Hartlepool player's gone down, and then we've ended up fouling them. Yeah, he needs to get back hold of the game, does the referee.
Aaron Jackson, the man with the whistle this afternoon. Chants from the home fans of "you don't know what you're doing." That was their words, not mine. Just in case the Jackson family are listening. Keep you up to date with scores in the Championship this afternoon as Coventry have equalised in their game against Leicester. It's now Coventry 1, Ipswich 1, a latest score, as Alex Reid has done well to win a free kick. Pools take it quickly out on this near side. McNally looks to brush and muscle his way past his man, and he does, and he wins a free kick. And it's a yellow card to Eddie Jones, and Aaron Jackson is back in the Hartlepool United fans' good books because of that.
He is, and it's a great opportunity for us to get the ball in the box. Something that we've been poor with our delivery into the box, so hopefully we can get bodies on the end of this one. But yeah, the referees give us a decision this time.
So free kick. Campbell will take it. As he places the ball down, and Aaron Jackson marches out the yards for the wall, then sprays down the white paint onto the green surface. A vanishing spray. Free kick for Pools. Can this bring the opener? That's a good cross. It's headed away, might fall for Charman. plucks the ball out of the air, but then is robbed of possession. Now Otis Khan will win it and looks to run up to the halfway line, jinking and jiving between two Hartlepool United shirts, but Miley does well to get back in front of him, win possession, and guides the ball back to his goalkeeper and Nick Hayes. Reid wins the header on the halfway line. Miley, who's starting to impact the game more and more. McNally back to Coogan. Pools. The fans want it played forward. They do so. Adam Campbell closing his man down as Eddie Jones is able to clear. Parks heads it back into Altrincham territory. Now Anthony Ford on his debut to Golden. That ball forward intercepted by the head of Jay Ben, who nudges it out for a throw-in.
Substitution for Altrincham, going off number 14, Charlie Kirk.
So Charlie Kirk making way
14, Matthew Coslow.
For Altrincham, first change of the game. Matty Coslow coming on to replace him. Coslow, 155 appearances for the club. The most experienced player at Altrincham this season. Coslow comes on to replace Charlie Kirk, who had that opportunity in the first half very early on, but was denied by Hayes at his near post. Throwing from Altrincham, down the line it goes. It trickles towards the byline. Gale is there, but Parks just gets between his man and sees the ball drop out for a goal kick. So an hour gone. Hartlepool United 0, Altrincham 0 on BBC Radio T Sport. The first home game under new ownership. Landon Smith, the American businessman and investor, in attendance, watching on. And it's been a week of heavy build-up. Speaking to the press yesterday, and all members of the press, from local, national press. The Independent were there. There was a long ball played through by Altrincham there, but to the feet of Nick Hayes. Just wondered if Ollie Crankshaw was going to be able to work his way between the two centre-backs, but not to be. So a lot of build-up to this one, a lot of hype and ceremony before ball was kicked this afternoon, but the game is just showing evidence of sparking into life as Charman does well to skip past one Altrincham shirt. Step-overs, good crossing at the area. Miley is there, it's headed away from him. Might come back out to Sharon, who's fighting for it. McNally is going to be yellow carded for a foul on Otis Khan, as Khan was looking to break away and spring Altrincham's own attack, but McNally is deemed to have stopped his man illegally.
It was good play by Charman on the left hand side. Positive play, decent ball into the box. Just couldn't get on the end of it. But again, Reid has kind of come to life the second half. He's good hold up play, layoffs, and like you say, very positive from the pulls forwards. We just need to get on the end of these balls that are going into the box.
There's a free kick, goes to the right wing position for Altrincham. Pools win it back with Charman. His clearance is hitting Hope, and it's straight to the feet of Ford for Altrincham. They give it back in turn to Hartlepool United. Neither team being able to keep hold of the ball for much of this game. Pools trying to change that now with a hopeful ball hit diagonally as Miley will chase. He's putting the pressure on Eddie Jones, who is looking for some support, and Otis Khan arrives to give him just that. Good turn from James Gale to try and get past McNally, who does well to get back at his man. It will be a Pools throw. I have to say, I thought that was an Altrincham throw.
Yeah, it was, and he had to be careful because he's on a yellow, but he defended well there, and luckily we got the throw in there.
There's Alex Reid leaps, but the offside flag is up, so it will be a free kick for Altrincham. Don't forget, after the game we will bring you all the post-match reaction, as we are now able to do so once more. So you'll hear from Nicky Featherstone, maybe some reaction from the dressing room also. If you are heading out, as I say, you can take us with you on BBC Sounds or at BBC T Sport on X is where you'll find it. Altrincham in possession. Crankshaw trying to find a way through at the byline. Jay Ben just silly, pushes his man in the back. Clear as day. We're about 70 yards away and you could see it. And again, it's those silly fouls on the edge of the area that give Altrincham renewed hope.
Yeah, he defended really well actually, the 1v1, and then as Crankshaw's turned out, he's then gone with the foul. It's a bit needless really, and it's another opportunity for Altrincham to get the ball in the box in a dangerous area.
The referee once again marching out the yards. Adam Campbell is the one-man wall. Altrincham here to try and spoil the party. Their free kick, right-footed delivery, a header that is from Tom Parks again, who does ever so well to get on the end of anything in the Pool's box. Huge diagonal out to Crankshaw, into the box now, right-footed shot, spilled, saved momentarily by Hayes and beaten away by Pools, and that was a real chance. Hayes did well to get a hand on it, but again it was back out into danger, and Pools were able to scramble it away in the end.
Yeah, Parks with the initial header, good defending, and then, you know, off the ricochet off the goalkeeper, defended it away in the end. So we got away with it slightly.
Now Dan Sassy to the right hand side, and that was overhit by Sassy and straight out for a Pools throw. So a few more Pools substitutes warming up over on the far side. 0-0 it remains. Hartlepool United against Altrincham, our National League featured commentary this afternoon. Last night it was all about Middlesbrough in the Championship, winning at West Brom to further their promotion hopes. This afternoon, all focus, the spotlight firmly fixed on Hartlepool United, and Nicky Featherstone watching on in his technical area. Altrincham in possession inside their own half. Otis Khan gives it to Dan Sassy, who is a tower of a man. Anthony Ford straight to the head of Tyler Golden out on the right hand side. Now Crankshaw gives it to Golden, back to Crankshaw once more. First touch for Matty Kozlo, might work for Tom Crawford inside the box at the angle, fired low inside the 6-yard area, but Pools are able to work it away, and have given it straight away. And listen to that, to Eddie Jones. The referee to stop play because apparently we have a flat ball here. So new balls please, new balls please. Often the call at Wimbledon, but it's now the call at Hartlepool. And as the game enters a lull, Jonathan, we're desperate for we're desperate for a spark, a chance, something, and you can tell the home crowd are too.
Yeah, definitely. We did have a positive start. The last 4 or 5 minutes, it's kind of died down a little bit. Game stoppy start. So we do need someone like the blue torch paper, as Ronnie would say.
Yeah. A Ronnie Mooreism. We like that. There's Luke Charman, just outnumbered there by Altrincham shirts. Crawford into Otis Khan, who is closed down by Jamie Miley, can't get to him. Rhys McNally might, and he does well. McNally just uses his frame and his strength to win possession. Now Campbell, misplaced pass, but Hunter makes something of it. Campbell, this is all close quarter stuff inside Pools territory. Miley finds the captain in Tom Parks. Now it's worked out into space. It was all very crowded for a moment. Charman into Jay Ben, who is fouled according to the referee, and there will be another yellow card, this time for
Crawford, I think.
Tom Crawford.
Yeah, Ronnie Moore loved that one at half time. Who's going to light the blue torch paper? He'd say it 4 or 5 times.
And did you ever say me, Gaffer? Free kick for Pools then, taken quickly, and the referee pulls play back once more because it wasn't taken from the exact spot. Keep you up to date with scores elsewhere this afternoon as Manchester United have taken the lead against Manchester City in the Manchester derby. Brian Mbeumo with the goal there, highlights of which will be on Match of the Day. Free kick here for Pools, into the area, headed away. Hunter gets it back on, a touch from Parks, might fall for McNally. Plenty of blue shirts in there to pick from. It's cleared by Altrincham, comes out to Charman, who's closed down by Koslow. Now Charman gets it back, little nip at his heels by James Gale, but he keeps going. He's in danger of being outnumbered here, Charman, and is so, but Pools win the free kick, and Charman fouled by James Gale. And a free kick for Nicky Featherstone's men, wide on the left-hand side. Well, this may just be a one-goal game.
It's certainly looking that way, or 0-0. But it's another opportunity for us. Good play by Charman out on the left, positive. Hopefully we can take advantage.
Again, there is height in there to aim for. Parks, McNally, Coogan, Reid, Campbell with the delivery. Charman is there. The header is glanced into the arms of Luke Hutchinson. It just needed a little bit more on it to deviate the ball away from Hutchinson in the Altrincham goal, and it remains 0-0 as Adam Campbell tries to close down Otis Khan on the edge of the Altrincham box, but the visitors still have it and work it back with goalkeeper Hutchinson. He finds his left back in Danny Jones, who's dispossessed by Campbell, who did well. Campbell pulls pressing high here and causing all sorts of issues. Jamie Miley sliding in, and he enjoyed that as his boots clattered that of the former Poolie Tom Crawford. As Matty Daly looks like he might be introduced very soon. Campbell wins his header. The ball hangs up in the air. Jay Ben makes something of it. That's a good touch into space. Crawford is with him. Charman wants the ball into space. Good touch from Charman as he pirouettes one way and then the other. Ben into the centre of the field for Hunter. Back out to Ben once more. There is a little bit more energy about this particular move. Parks drags the team up the pitch from the halfway line, hits a diagonal out to Jamie Miley, who's going to get there, and he does so. Hangs one up into the box, nobody there, though it was over the head of Campbell and of Reid. And then Matty Kozolo fires the ball into touch for a throw-in to Hartlepool United.
It's like a double one.
And there's going to be a change very shortly indeed that is going to see Matty Daly come on, and perhaps one other change. More on that shortly, but what you're hearing is a round of applause on the 70-minute mark for the Dublin Poolie Jerry Ward. Jerry fell in love with pools at the playoff final, and every year after he made 3 or 4 trips over to take games in. He built up a squad of friends from Dublin for quite often. There would be up to 30 of them coming over with him, and became quite well known amongst pools fans. And sadly he passed away earlier this week after a long illness, and a fitting tribute there from all corners of the ground who got involved with that tribute. And thank you to Dave as well, who put that message out on social media to spread the word of Jerry, and a good tribute there paid to him from everybody in blue and white as the ball drops out of play for a goal kick. It's a chance to make the changes, and it looks like we're going to see Matty Daly and Sam Falarin. So off goes Adam Campbell.
Number 17, Sam Falarin.
And Matty Daly will replace Jack Hunter.
Also going off at number 15, Jack Hunter. His place with number 28, Matty Daly.
So Nicky Featherstone saying in recent weeks, Sam Folarin back from his loan at Chelmsford, and he said, I don't really think that Sam Folarin has been given enough opportunities in the right positions at this football club, and so Featherstone gives him an opportunity here this afternoon. His first touch is to win the ball, and then playing Rhys McNally on the right hand side, edge of the area. Folarin continues his run, picks up possession now, stands the ball dead, stands up his man, wants it on his right, then tries to dip to his left, wins the corner. Hartlepool United's third of the game, and that is just the injection of energy that Pool's needed.
Yeah, he'll be delighted. He's just come on. First little touch, good hold-up play, pops it out wide. 1v1 with the defender. He gets it back, gets a corner.
Jamie Miley from the corner. 74 minutes on the clock. Can Pools find a breakthrough to the back post? A header from Parks to the byline. Reed tries to get a touch, and it's out for a goal kick. Another opportunity goes begging, but Altrincham now with a chance to make a change. It's going to be a double change for them. There's a fourth official just struggling to programme his board momentarily. So play halted while he figures out the buttons. Well, we're going to see Isaac Marriott come on to replace Otis Khan, who made his debut this afternoon. So there's the first change. The second change, we'll see Josh Grant come on to make his debut and replace Anthony Ford. So a debutant makes way for a debutant, as Josh Grant joining from Carlisle. It is a squad that has been heavily added to in the past week or so. Altrincham again look to build up from the back as Nathan Sharon just slips at the vital moment. First touch here for Marriott, infield to Kozilo. The substitutes combining now. Crankshaw looking to run at his man, delivers a teasing cross, but it's over everybody and out for a goal kick. So both managers making changes. Sam Folarin with a brief impact. Matty Daly will be hoping he can impact the game as well. But what will Nicky Featherstone be thinking here, Jonathan? You know him very well, having played with him and spent a lot of time in his company. What will he be thinking here as the game stands 0-0 with 15 minutes left to play?
Well, he's just made the substitution, so he'll be hoping they'll have a positive effect, and like I say, we've had a couple of half chances, a couple of good opportunities. He'll be hoping that the fresh legs from the subs.
Oh, as Tom Parks' back pass there was almost shot to Crankshaw, but the offside flag was up. Heart in mouth there for a minute.
Yeah.
Oh no. But
I mean, from Altringham's point of view, it's kind of, from an attacking sense from them, it's kind of died off a little bit again, but they played out from the back. They got out a little bit too easy, but if we can get back to the high press, I think we'll get opportunities.
It would be very Hartlepool United for this to end 0-0, wouldn't it? It would be. As Sharon hooks the ball forward, Sam Folarin will chase it and to the byline, fighting for possession. Well, Altrincham are able to work through it. Sliding challenge from Kozilo there, dispossesses McNally. Now Crawford out to the left hand side for James Gale at the angle, trying to edge his way into the box. His cross blocked by Coogan, might fall for Marriott. Squares it to Kozilo, edge of the area. Altrincham building, working with Eddie Jones, who's joined the attack. Now Marriott once more on this near side. Infield it goes to Kozilo and Jones. First real touch for Grant. Pools being encouraged to press, to hustle, to harry, but they can't get near it at the minute. Marriott to hit a huge switch over to the far side, which is controlled by Crankshaw. Back to Tyler Golden. Good pass between two red and blue shirts. Kozilo gets the ball stuck underneath his feet for a moment, but Crankshaw, low ball in the box, a shot from Crawford that's blocked, and rebounds kindly for Jamie Miley, who'll run it away. Feeds the run of Luke Charman, skips infield. Matty Daly wants it, and he gets it. Alex Reid is trying to make a run. Daly instead goes for Sam Folarin inside the area. Looks to steady himself, finds Daly! Off the crossbar! Hartlepool United inches away from opening the score this afternoon. The build-up was brilliant. Daly was fed by Charman. He found Sam Folarin, he thought about the shot, and instead he just chipped a delightful ball to the edge of the 6-yard area. Matty Daly arriving, and Daly, uncontested, saw his header clip the crossbar. 0-0 it remains. What a chance.
Yeah, I don't know how we're not 1-0 up there. It was great play from Daly. Miley played it forward. Daly's got the ball, he's charging forward, and he's played it out right to Folarin, and I thought he was going to touch it and strike, but his touch was just under his feet, and he's picked out a great pass.
And there was a fair few groans, wasn't there, when a few groans when the ball was played to Folarin instead of Alex Reid. But Folarin did really well with the ball into the box for Matty Daly. A few bright touches early on, which will only increase his confidence as Eddie Jones has stayed down. Sam Folarin's find McNally square to Matty Daly, might think about the shot, instead he finds Miley. Charman inside the area at the angle, circles back. Daly is there if you can find him. Still going is Charman, fighting and trying to muscle his way through, but he's crowded out. Charman then wins it back and can't keep the ball in. Thank you to Greg. Again, if you've been to Hartlepool, you will have heard Greg. He is the stadium announcer, and he does a fantastic job. He's had an American themed playlist this afternoon, which he's thoroughly enjoyed playing, and he's just handed over some wine gums with a little note that says try to wait till after the match for these sweets. So huge thanks to Greg. And the attendance confirmed as well today, 5,341, 5,341, with 152 travelling from Altrincham. More on that. Sam Folarin with a cross into the area. That is a good ball! Oh, but it's just away, and it's a penalty! Alex Reid brought down inside the box. The cross from Folarin was inch perfect. Reid arriving, and he was thrown to the turf, and the referee, Aaron Jackson, points decisively to the spot. And what an opportunity this now is.
Great play from Folarin on the right hand side. Old school winger type ball out of his feet, 1v1 defender, gets half a yard, whips a great ball into the box. Nobody got on the end of it, but one of our lads has got fouled in the meantime, and he's given the penalty. But a great play from Folarin.
So 82 minutes on the clock. Altrincham are still pleading their innocence. They may feel hard done by. That much is clear. There was a yellow card in there as well for, I believe, Dan Sassy. And now a yellow card to the goalkeeper, Luke Hutchinson. The referee, Aaron Jackson, is handing out cards like Skittles this afternoon. But what a moment now. Everybody is on their feet. The first page of the Landon Smith book as Hartlepool United owner. How will it be written? It's 0-0, 83 minutes. Alex Reid has had to wait an awfully long time, and still we wait as Aaron Jackson tiptoes across the 18-yard line to make sure that everybody does not encroach inside the area, and still we wait. Alex Reid, can he hold his nerve? It's Reid against Hutchinson. Reid slots it home to put Hartlepool United into the lead. And just listen to that. That is the sound of 5,341 Poolies who are celebrating their town and their team once more, with renewed belief and optimism about the future. But the optimism right now this afternoon is that 3 points are within touching distance.
Yeah, fantastic. Good penalty as well, let's not forget about that. He had to wait an awful long time to take his penalty, and he slots it away to the keeper's right. It was a great penalty from Reid, who's done really, really well this second half. He's really improved from the first half. And again, I think the substitution of Folarin has been a real good game changer from Nicky Featherstone.
Oh, how everybody needed that. Now will that light the blue touch paper, as a great man once said. And as I say that, Matty Daly backheels the ball out of play. It's good to know that the curse of the commentator hasn't been away in the last 8 months. 5 minutes left to play. Altrincham will feel aggrieved. They will feel hard done by. Altrincham in possession. Gale out to Crawford. The ball that takes a deflection. It might deflect all the way through to Crankshaw, and the offside flag is up. Just as well it was, because Crankshaw had sat down Tom Parks and was in with a clear sight of goal. But now Victoria Park, listen to this.
It's been a while.
Oh, it's been a while. That is the sound of Hartlepool this afternoon on BBC Radio T Sport. 5 minutes left to play. Pools 1, Altrincham 0. As Charman wins his header from the free kick taken by Nick Hayes. Short back pass again that almost plays straight into the hands of Alex Reid. Reid, that his 6th goal of the season. The offside flag up, so the free kick will go the way of the visitors. Well, let me take you around the scores elsewhere. Manchester United 2 now, Manchester City 0. Patrick Dorgu with the latest goal there. Millwall have scored against Watford. It's Watford 0, Millwall 1. It's Ipswich 2, Blackburn 0, and it remains Coventry 1, Leicester 1. So you're up to date with the day's early kickoffs in the Premier League and the Championship. This the only early kickoff in the National League this afternoon. Later on, York host Southend. That one gets underway at 5:30.
Was this game always an early kickoff?
I think it's as a result of the TV companies, yeah. There's Luke Charman. Can't win that one. Sam Folarin is nutmegged by Kozolo, who does well. Now Eddie Jones drifting up to the halfway line. Marriott has allowed an awful lot of space at the halfway point. Now Dan Sassy infield. Grant picks up possession. 3 minutes left to play. It is never straightforward, is it? There is always a plot twist. There is always something that just keeps us on the edge of our seat. There's a change quickly made by Altrincham that sees James Gale go off, and Lucas Weaver, I believe it is, coming on. Again, the fourth official programming is Bod. It is Weaver coming on.
Off number 23, Tyler Gordon.
Tyler Gordon also going off. Lee Humbles coming on. So double change there for Altrincham. It is the visitors in possession. Oh, Tom Parks has won it there on the halfway line. Finds Daly, now Reed, but he's mobbed by black and yellow shirts. Daly picks up possession from distance into side netting. Did it get a touch? It did not. It is a goal kick. But Matty Daly would not be stopped there. Saw sight of goal and put his laces through it. 0-0 it remains.
Yeah, positive from Daly. The two subs have been brilliant, Daly and Falarin, since they've come on.
Altrincham in possession. We're ticking round to the 89th minute. Marriott. First touch for Liam Humbles, who is making his second debut here this afternoon, as Eddie Jones closed down by Sam Falarin, and now goalkeeper Luke Hutchinson. Thought he was going to go on a weaving run there up the pitch the way he walked onto that ball. Josh Grant in possession. On to the right hand side for Coslow. Now Grant once more. Pools are dropping deeper and deeper, and that will only ignite the interest of Neil Gibson's side. Into the 89th minute we go, the final 60 seconds of regular time. Eddie Jones with acres of space to run into and time to assess his options. He floats one up, Nick Hayes comes out and gathers it, and that is just what you need from your goalkeeper, and he bowls it out underarm to Luke Charman, who's got a free run down the left hand side, but he's scarpering back to get at him, and they force him inside to Daly. Now Miley back to Jay Ben, and Pools just need to sit on this here and try and control the game as a fourth official. Richard Holmes programs the board to tell us all how many minutes of stoppage time are left to play. 10 seconds of the 90 left. BBC Radio T Sport, Hartlepool United 1, Altrincham 0. Live, a stone's throw from the marina here this afternoon. 5 minutes of stoppage time left to play, which we tick into now. Reece McNally underneath this one, tries to clear it but just scuffs it momentarily.
Match attendance.
The match attendance announced.
5,314. Pulse fans, thank you for your overwhelming support. And to the 152 Altrincham fans who made the journey, we wish you a safe trip home after the match.
And the round of applause there is Greg reads out the attendances again. That figure, 5,341. 152 of them travelling from Altrincham this afternoon. But a great showing from the Pools fans, who again feel like brighter days are ahead of them. Free kick to Altrincham. 2 minutes of the 5 minutes of stoppage time have elapsed. It's a Matty Coslow free kick just beyond the halfway line, lifted to the edge of the area, headed away by Parks and Coogan, both got in each other's way there. Comes out to Humbles, circling away from Reed, who is tracking back, doing his defensive duties. Humbles gets across away straight to the front post and claimed by Nick Hayes, who does really well, and he's done that all game, hasn't he? He's shepherded that 6-yard area brilliantly.
Yeah, he does it. We said early on he looks like a commanding goalkeeper. Gets his defenders up high, and he's dealt with things well when they've gone in the box.
As Coventry have gone 2-1 up against Leicester, so from 1-0 down to 2-1 up, and Ipswich now 3-0 against Blackburn. Millwall have doubled their advantage. Watford 0, Millwall 2. So you're up to date with the latest scores on BBC Radio T's Sport. Josh Coburn with the Millwall goal. Altrincham on the attack, looking to level things up. Kozilo, low across the 6-yard area and fired over the crossbar by Lucas Weaver. Scored against York last time out. That was a real opportunity. Tried to open his boot up to let the ball fall onto it, but instead it went way over the crossbar, and now Nick Hayes has been given a yellow card for time wasting. As Luke Charman is given the fans man of the match, we will get Jonathan Franks BBC Radio T-Sport man of the match very shortly, so you have a think about that one, Jonathan.
Can you give it to a sub?
You can give it to whoever you want. You are the arbiter of the man of the match, so it's entirely up to you, my friend. Ball forward. As Pools get underneath this, Miley tries to find Reed. 93 minutes have elapsed. We're into the 94th now, and Altrincham with a free kick deep inside their own area, and they're asking the goalkeeper Luke Hutchinson to come out and take this. Everybody forward for Altrincham, everybody back for Hartlepool United. Free kick, Hutchinson floats it up over everybody. That was a poor delivery, and it gets some cheers and jeers in equal measure from home and away fans. So Jonathan Franks, minute and a half to go.
Yep.
Who is your BBC Radio T-Sport man of the match?
Well, I'm going to give a couple of mentions before I do it. I think the two subs, Daly and Falarin, have been outstanding since they've come on. They've made a real difference. I think Miley has done really well at times during the game in patches, but I'm going to give it to Parks, because I mean, the game's not finished yet, but if we keep a clean sheet, I think he's defended well, he's organised well, just done the basics brilliantly. He's put his head on the ball, not complicated things at times, he's dealt with things when he needs to deal with things, and obviously organising the back four. They've not dropped too deep. I'm going to give it to Parks, unless we concede.
In which you'll swiftly change it.
Yeah.
Right, throw into Hartlepool United. We are into the final 20 seconds, and remember, it is a minimum of 5 minutes added time. Altrincham pick up the second ball. Kozlo heads it up into the air. It might settle down for Sharon, but Josh Grant does well to get his body in front of his man there and wins possession. Eddie Jones out to this near side. The whistles begin as we tick over 5 minutes, and there is the full-time whistle. Referee Aaron Jackson brings an end to the first game under new ownership, and Hartlepool United not only get their first win under Landon Smith as the new owner, they also get their first win of the new year, their first home win in 3, and their first clean sheet at home since October. It was Alex Reid from the spot who had to bide his time. He needed the patience of a saint, but he dealt with all of that and then dispatched his penalty coolly past Luke Hutchinson to give Pools the victory they so sorely wanted this afternoon. Of all days, today was the day when everybody connected with this club and with this town wished for a win, dreamed for a win, and the fairy tale start got off to the perfect start, courtesy of Alex Reid. It ends Hartlepool United 1, Altrincham 0.
Yeah, fantastic start for the new era of the club. I mean, the first half, it had its moments, but it was pretty quiet. Second half came alive straight away. They began again with a high press, but they ran at the defence with more conviction, more purpose. Made the goalkeeper work and had plenty of opportunities in the second half, and it felt like at one point we weren't going to get the rewards from it. He made a couple of subs, Daly and Falarin made all the difference. Great couple of balls in the box, and it was a penalty in the end that won us the game. But like I say, I think it was deserved from all the hard work and dedication. And you know, like I say, it's a great start to the new era. And you know, well done to Nicky Featherstone and the lads, because they didn't fold, they didn't use it as a pressure. And I think the second half, the crowd really got behind the lads, and you know, you could sense that in the second half.
So a new beginning is well underway, and of those over 5,500 who came back here today, maybe for the first time in a long time, and were reunited with their Hartlepool, their club and their team. Hopefully they will be quick to return and quick to follow every Saturday, home or away, their team in blue and white. But on an afternoon when a win was not the whole story, but it would certainly dictate the feeling going forward, the men in blue and white managed to get across the line courtesy of that Alex Reid penalty in the second half to end it. Hartlepool United 1, Altrincham 0.
And it was far from a classic in terms of what was served up on the pitch, but quite frankly, who cares?
Yes, it was, like I said, Jonathan, it was one of those games where the result would not be the main factor of this. It wouldn't be the whole story of today, but boy, it helps.
It certainly does help, and like you say, I think the owner, he'll come here, he sees the 5,500 fans here. It's a real good start, but the lads have got to give the crowd something to get off the seats about, and also come back again to future games. And I think winning, definitely is important that we did get the win today, because I think out of the 5,500 fans, if we did lose the game today, how many would turn back up? So it's a fantastic start. Like you say, the game was, first half was pretty quiet, but second half was really, really enjoyable. And it's good to be back.
It certainly is.
It is. And Rob, I know I'm conscious that you've got to get off to do post-match interview, so I will let you go in just a sec. But first, I mean, it did sound, as Jonathan mentioned there, like Pools did respond in that second half. I know, Jonathan, you were saying at half-time that that's exactly what Nicky Featherstone would be saying, like, look, get the crowd on the feet, get out there and use this back into your advantage. It did sound like Pools had more cutting edge in that second 45 minutes.
Yeah, they did, and we said at half-time, the first half, the amount of times that Hartlepool won the ball back in their third just from the high press, but they ended up turning out or didn't quite get the shot away or the pass. There was lack of options straight away in the second half. Charman picks up the ball, he's driving at their defence 1v1, gets a shot away, it's a corner, and again Reid again wins the ball back. He has another strike at goal, save for the goalkeeper, and then he makes a subs. So there was a big difference in the second half, just running at the defence with a bit of conviction and a bit of purpose, rather than just picking up the ball and hoping that a chance is going to arise. They actually got the ball and made a chance come of it, and it was the second half was a lot better.
Jonathan, thank you very much. Rob, thank you as well. Boy, is it good to be back at Hartlepool United. A new era for Pools and a win to mark it too. That is the former Hartlepool United midfielder Jonathan Franks and Rob Lowe, our commentary team today. Rob will now head off to get some post-match reaction. Hopefully, we may be able to bring you some of it before 3 o'clock. If not, though, it will be available on our Hartlepool United feed on BBC Sounds. Just search for Hartlepool and you will find all the Pools related content that we bring to you here on BBC Radio T Sport. And of course you can check out our X feed at BBC T Sport, where we post all of the interviews too. Right, I'll bring you the decisive moment from that victory for Pools and all the scores from the early kickoffs up and down the country after this.
Amy Oakton at breakfast.
Come here, you two. Pack her up. This is a new study, and it suggests that the mouth-on-mouth kiss evolved more than 21 million years ago. Neanderthals may have kissed too, and that humans and the Neanderthals, they may have smooched each other. I mean, my dog used to kiss me.
My cat used to kiss me.
Animals kiss each other.
Well, Ollie, a spaniel, he likes to get his tongue in. Oh, God! You two need to leave.
Amy Oakton at breakfast.
Weekdays from 6.
BBC Radio Tees.
Proud to follow Hartlepool United.
BBC Radio Tees
Sport.
Over 5,300 Hartlepool United fans turned up for the first game on home soil of the Landon Smith era, and Pools left it late but delivered all 3 points.
Sam Folarin with a cross into the area. That is a good ball! Oh, but it's just away, and it's a penalty! Alex Reid brought down inside the box. The cross from Folarin was inch perfect. Reid arriving, and he was thrown to the turf, and the referee points decisively to the spot. And what an opportunity this now is. Alex Reid, can he hold his nerve? Reid slots it home to put Hartlepool United into the lead. And just listen to that. That is the sound of 5,341 Poolies who are celebrating their town and their team once more with renewed belief and optimism about the future. But the optimism right now this afternoon is that 3 points are within touching distance.
And the 3 points came in the first home game of the Landon Smith era. Hartlepool United 1, Altrincham 0. A full-time score this afternoon in the National League. I'll tell you what that means for the National League table ahead of the 3 o'clock kickoff shortly. Elsewhere today, though, in the Premier League, full-time at Old Trafford, Michael Carrick's got off to a cracking start as the caretaker head coach at Manchester United, because it's finished Manchester United 2, Manchester City 0 in the Premier League. It all means that Arsenal could go 9 points clear of City tonight when they travel to Nottingham Forest in the 5:30 kickoff. In the Championship, the results haven't gone Borough's way, unfortunately, from our point of view. In the early kickoffs, Coventry have turned it round down at the CBS Arena. It finished Coventry 2, Leicester 1. Leicester led 1-0 in the first half there. Full time from Portman Road as well. Ipswich Town 3, Blackburn Rovers 0, and it's finished Watford 0, Millwall 2 at Vicarage Road. I'll tell you what that means for the Championship table very shortly as well. Into League One, your full times: Bradford City 1, Cardiff City 2, and Wigan Athletic 0, Bolton Wanderers 1. And finally to League 2, where it finished Chesterfield 0, Bromley 0, and Tranmere Rovers 1, Walsall 3.
Proud to support our local football teams.
BBC Radio Tees
Sport.
Have your say on the game. Give us a call 08000 85 95 95.
Text 81333 and start your message with Tees.
Tweet at BBC Tees Sport.
Email tees.sport@bbc.co.uk.
Or WhatsApp 08000 321 333 and start your message with Tees.
Get in touch with BBC Radio Tees Sport.
Yep, those are the ways you can contact us this evening. It's also at BBC T Sport on X if you want to contact us via that. Plenty of messages coming in already. I'll get to all of your messages shortly. Poolies, Hartlepool United, what that means in terms of the National League table is Pools ahead of the 3 o'clock kickoffs, up to 8th in the table with 40 points from their 27 games, although there should probably be a bit of an asterisk next to that because Southend, who are just a point above Pools, have played 4 games fewer than Hartlepool United, and Scunthorpe, who are 9 points ahead of Pools, have played 3 games fewer than Pools as well. So still plenty to do in terms of the race for the